Hey everyone, welcome back. So in the last video, we created our product descriptions page with the help of Iron Card and some dummy data. In this video, we are going to call an API and get the details of a particular product and display it on this product descriptions page in the Iron Card. So let's get started. I have divided the whole process into 3 steps. Step number 1, fetch the ID from URL. Second, call the API, get the data. And third step, set the data in the Iron Card. So let's get started. First step is fetch the ID from URL. So let me show you the app. Here is the app. Let me minimize it. Let me open the code. Here it is. And as you can see in the URL, we have an ID 43900. We need to fetch this ID into our code. And how we are going to do that? See, our what is it that we want? We want to fetch this ID and get the and call the API as soon as the product descriptions page loads. So what we need a method that will be called when the page loads for the first time. So as you remember, we used an onInit interface in our home page. When the home page loaded, it called the API and the list gets rendered, right? So here we are going to do the same thing. This product details page will implement the onInit interface, and to do so we have to provide the definition of ng-onInit method. So all of the code will reside inside ng-onInit method. So we have to write here a code that will fetch the ID from the URL, and in order to do so, Angular provides us with an interface known as activated route. We have to make use of them. We have to make use of it. So let me declare a variable activated route, and it would be of type activated route, and activated route will be automatically imported, as you can see here, and we will use this activated route inside our ng-onInit to fetch the ID. Just see how we will use this, because every variable declared inside class must be referenced with the help of this. Then we will use a snapshot variable, and which will return a parameters map that will contain all the data that travels with the URL, and there is a method known as get, and it will get the ID. And as it will fetch the ID, we need to specify a variable that will collect this data. So this code will fetch the data from the URL, and let me do a console log to display the ID. Here it is. Let me save it, and as I saved it, the product details page gets loaded again, and as you can see on the console, we have an ID printed. So guys, we have completed the first step, and we have fetched the ID from the URL. Now the second step says that we have to call the API and get the data. Let's do it. And in order to call the API, we need to do some work in our services. So this is the service file, fetch product service.ts. Let me just maximize it, and as you remember, we made a method get products. We have to do it again. We have to make another method get product details, and to get the details of a product, we need to have an ID, and the return type of this get product details will be an observable of type any, and it will use the HTTP and get method, and we need to specify a URL inside the get method, and this .url. Now guys, this .url specifies this particular URL, HTTP localhost 3030 products. Let us go to our API. This is our API, and if we ask for products, we'll get a whole list of products, but we don't want a whole list of products, we only want a particular product whose ID will be passed. So just scroll down and go to this example queries, and you will see here get product with ID this. To get a product with ID this, we must hit this URL, products, and then / and then the ID. So what we are going to do here, we are going to make this URL with the help of string concatenation, and I think you can understand this code. Get product details and observable any. Am I missing something? Observable any. Okay, I have not specified a return here. Okay, so my method is now ready, and I need to call this method from our product details page.ts. So let's go to the TypeScript file, and we have to declare another variable here, and it will be of type fetch product service. So I'm going to make a variable fetch product details. It would be of type fetch product service, and I'm going to use this particular variable to call the method this dot fetch product details dot get product details, and I'm going to pass the ID that we fetched from the URL, and we have to subscribe to this observable, and we knew this, and now we are going to write an arrow function resultant product, and this is our arrow function. We are going to print our result. We are going to log our result. If this product is logged successfully, half of our work is done. Let's go back to our application, and if you can see, let me maximize this window. See guys, if you can see this is the object that we are getting over the API. So congratulations, we are able to fetch the data from the API. So our step number 2 is also complete, and now we have this step number 3, set data in iron card. So let's do it. So we have got the result in the local variable resultant product, and now what we need a variable in which I can put the data that we have fetched, and this is known as actually deserialization. So guys, if we can just go back to our API and see the product, just see the fields: ID, name, type, price, UPC, shipping. We already have one class known as data that matches the data that we have received. So we need to make a variable of type data, right? So let's make a variable of type data. The name of the variable is product, and it will be of type data, and let me import it. I have imported it, and this product variable will be holding the data coming over from the API. So resultant product, and you see again, if we are not using this, then we are making a mistake. And let me console log this again, whether we are able to successfully put the data inside this dot product or not. If our two objects are similar, then again we will okay guys, this above object is inside the resultant product, and the below object is inside the product. So guys, we have got a variable, and this variable we are going to use inside our iron card here. So let me just go here. Now it's all easy, we all know how to do it. We are going to use interpolation, and we are going to use this product dot, let it be name. Let me just copy the whole stuff. Why? Because in the next line in the title again we are going to use product dot name, here it is, and then again here there will be type of the product, so let it be like this, product or type. All these fields are inside our data. If you can see, this is the name, this is the type, this is the price. We are going to use all these. So let's go back, and this is the image, so we are going to delete it and we are going to paste product.name and we are going to give it image. So we have, and here we have the price, so product dot price here. Here we will need the product description. Description, and let me save it, and I hope our work is done here. When we are on the first page, when I click on Duracell, and oops, I think we have got some error here. So let's see what it is all about. I hate errors, but to be frank, these errors are the only thing by which we can learn. So context product is undefined, guys. The same problem that we encountered in our list. So what is happening? This HTML gets rendered first, then the first the HTML file gets rendered, and so the HTML file doesn't know what product is. So our task is to stop the rendering if the product's value is null, and in order to do so we use the ng if directive of Angular, and we are going to write here product, and we are going to copy the same thing for the AND card. Now what does this code mean? It means that please do not render the below content, or this AND card is telling its content that please don't render yourself until and unless product is equals to some value or it is not equals to null. So let's go back to our app and let's see if we can click here, and everything is fine and everything is working fine. That's good. Let's go back, let's click on something else, and bingo, wow, cool, we are getting our Energizer here as well. Let's click on any one more item, Pioneer, and we are getting a okay guys. So we have achieved what we wanted. So this series on displaying a dynamic list and displaying the product description on a different page is complete. Thanks for watching this small series. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video, guys. Let's meet in the next video. Thanks.